Hi everyone, this is my first video of doing my scrapbooks. I started doing them in 2013, starting with this one, which is my very first one, and I enjoyed them so much that I decided to do one every trip that I went on. So I've got 11 now, so hopefully I'll be up and blogging them as soon as possible. But just to run you through, so this was my day trip to Belgium. I picked this cover because it is obviously the flag. This looks slightly pink, it's supposed to be red. It is redder the further up you go, there you go. So it is actually red, and it has a nice black bow, just to sort of make it snazzy up a bit, otherwise a bit plain without it, so it's quite nice to have a bow on the side. This album was actually made from a woman named Sarah. She does Scrapbook My Memories. It's a really good company. I think she does them on her own, but it's really sort of sturdy. It's not, you know, flimsy or anything like that, and it's just a nice sort of material, and obviously the rings are really good quality as well. So this was the first page. I've decided that I'm going to do this for every scrapbook I do. I always start with the map of the area that I went to. So obviously this was Bruges, and this is obviously the map that we used, not as to get around, but just to show us the main sort of sites. So it's quite nice to have it on the front cover as well. So this is obviously when we were driving to Bruges. We drove all the way, it took about 3.5 hours, but this is a sign, obviously the first sign we saw that we was coming into Bruges, so it's quite exciting. And obviously this is like the walkway you would take if you're getting into the centre of Bruges, because obviously it is surrounded by water, so you do cross a lot of bridges, which I think are really pretty, and the scenery is gorgeous, especially in March, which is the time we went. This is again like the canals, so you have to walk along to cross into the city. Bruges is known as like the Venice of the north, so it's, you know, you can imagine all the little buildings along the riverside and little canals and things. So it was really pretty. I was quite surprised really how pretty it was. This is another statue. Bruges is known for its statues. Literally everything around has a statue after it, and obviously it's quite nice just to have a few in the scrapbook. Now this is the Dijre Canal, or Dijre River. It's a really cute place to be, because you do see all that little boats that you can obviously go on. I think they cost €20 per person, but they take you up and down the canal. A lot of my friends did it. Our particular group didn't, unfortunately, but I wish I did now. But it does take you all along the canals, and as you can see, it's like quite pretty, quite sort of remote. It's like a massive thing, it's not very touristic, which is quite nice. This is like the big river that surrounded Bruges, and here is just a really nice picture. I thought it almost looked like a painting. It's just really nice, really scenic. If you're a photographer, I definitely recommend going to Bruges. Again, this is just another photo of the river, and this is two of my friends that I went to Bruges with. It's Molly and Hannah. These are some of the girls that I went with as well. So again, just got Amy, Claudia, Hannah, Livy, me and Molly. And you can see in the background there's more statues. Literally everywhere you go in Bruges there are statues. I did get some pictures of them just around the fountain. Another thing that's quite famous of Bruges is obviously the horses and carriages that go around the little cobbled streets. Normally I don't really like this sort of thing, mainly because the horses aren't very well treated, but they look really well. They were constantly being fed, they look healthy, so I didn't feel so bad. But we didn't go on a horse and carriage ride just because I thought they were really expensive, and where you can just do it on foot. So unless you've got like kids and things, I probably wouldn't have done it, just because obviously you can do it on foot. We did go up and stroke them. There's another one just in the square. Now in the centre of Bruges there is obviously the marketplace, and it's got these beautiful buildings there like the city hall and things like that. So we've got a nice sort of picture of that. If you go at Christmas time, this is the centre here. All the markets, like the Christmas markets, are all around here, so imagine it's quite pretty. These are in the background, these are restaurants and bars, but we thought they'd be really expensive, so we tried not to go in them. But it's interesting because in this square you actually get free Wi-Fi as well, which is weird. Here, this is my first sort of bit of writing that I decided to do. I just got these like almost like stickers, but they're like foamy, and I just thought they looked nice because I wanted the colour theme. Obviously I went with red and yellow, and they were just nice sort of to brighten up the page and just remove all the like blank whiteness of it. This is Livy with one of those statue things that come alive that scare the living daylights out of me. Yeah, it was quite funny. And obviously again this is the marketplace. Bruges and Belgium in general is obviously known for its chocolates, and we did actually go to a chocolate factory. These are all the truffles they were making. They're quite expensive actually. They're about, I'd say actually this price one, it says €33.50 for a kilo. Well, I suppose a kilo of chocolate is quite a lot, but €33 worth is quite steep. Along like the towns and the floor, there's like these little copper sort of plates, and obviously this one had the best chocolates in town, which I think is quite cute. And we also went into this like chocolate factory as such. It was almost like the way they produced everything made out of chocolate. They had chocolate pills. I'm not entirely sure what they actually were there to fix, but you can take chocolate pills. And these are beautiful little like takeaway boxes you can take away for Valentine's Day and things like that as well, which are really, really pretty. And then this is the chocolate factory we went to. We went to P&J, Belgian chocolate factory, and we did actually see like the back room where they make all the chocolate, like a big barrel full of chocolate that was being stirred. And there was also like a shop that sold all the different types of chocolate. I found this quite funny because obviously people, well, I would actually go around and probably take the whole basket just because they're free. But obviously they had these sort of chocolates, normal chocolates, they had Belgian chocolates, they had everything made out of chocolate. And then another thing that's famous of Bruges, there's a lot of things that are famous of Bruges, but beers. These actually are candles that I thought were quite funny. A little man in the market was selling them. Kind of wish I brought one back now actually, to be fair. But I thought they looked really cool, and you know, there's all different types of Belgian beers made of candles. And this is like a moped, which I thought was quite cool. They've done it out for all the Belgian beers. I'm not sure if it's being used, but it was quite nice to see. And we went down this really random little alleyway that didn't really lead anywhere, but we saw these signs, and again I thought they were quite cool. So beer is proof that God loves us and wants to be happy. And then he was a wise man who invented beer. I don't drink beer, but my friend Livy, she ordered one and she said it was quite good, but obviously I had to have one in the album. And again, just another piece of writing with again these spongy things. One of my friends really wanted a waffle. I was too full to have a waffle, but it looks amazing. She had like a waffle underneath, white chocolate, dark chocolate, banana and whipped cream. And I do find it hilarious that the Flemish word for cream is slagroom. It just sounds so funny, like of all words to put together. And this is a little restaurant that we had lunch in. It was really quite cute. It was quite random really, it didn't really look like a restaurant, but they took us up these little winding stairs. They're a nice view out into the centre. And this is me and my friend Tanner just by the river. And these are signposts around. I don't know why I like signposts, because I like all the different languages on them, and I just think they're really cool. I can't understand a word of where any of these are, but I just think it's a nice part to see that the language and the, you know, the culture. And this is me just by the river again. I thought it was a really nice picture actually. The colours look really nice, the trees and things. Obviously March is a really nice time to go because it's autumn time. And then again, this is like a signpost which I found funny as well, Winkelzijn. I think I need to learn Flemish because it sounds hilarious. Just because obviously the words translated into English are not great. But it's an interesting language. It sounds very difficult to learn. And then this is the end of the day really. We went there as like an educational trip with my college, so with these like tags that we had, and obviously these are quite cute to keep, and obviously Molly's one of my best friends, so it's nice to have a memory of her. I do look really young though, I didn't realise how long I look. But that's it, that is Belgium. I know it's a very, very small album, and they do get bigger as we go along. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed making them, and as I said, I've got 11 now, so we have more and more as we go along. But yeah, so that's it. Quite thick, as you can see. But thank you for watching. Now my next one will be Zante in Greece. So I'll see you then.